Biden got on the plane, then he managed to walk up the stairs. Look at him. And he waved. He managed to wave without a pad and a note saying, wave at the punters as you get on the plane. Don't trip over like an old fart because you might break your hip, and at your time of life that could be deadly. And if you happen to land in England, you won't get in the fucking NHS because there's nearly 7 million people waiting. The notion that women would be less nasty than a man when it comes to a war, I think if you've been in any divorce court, you'll realise that that notion is utterly fucking preposterous. These people are enough to make you heave. I'm sick of it. Can you leave our children alone, please, addling their fucking minds by telling boys to wear skirts? Wear shorts, it's the summer. Perfectly fine. Men have been wearing them for years. M&S shorts with their little pasty white legs sticking out the bottom, like two little cigarettes coming out the packet. Not seen any daylight in years, blinking for the first time at the sunlight, saying, put me back in, this is far too bright. .gov have released new figures in terms of popularity, and it couldn't be going worse for Boris. Look at these. My God, lower rankings. I'm a ranker, by the way. I'm a high ranker. People often shout at me down the street, are you from Kent? I think they shout. And then, you're a ranker, they say. I hear this all the time. And I love the fact that this is a final recognition that people are waking up realising that the grass isn't always greener, and maybe having a baby isn't going to land you like Katie Price with a 17-bedroom mansion somewhere in Essex that's done up by Channel 4 to enable you to go and drive your car off your tits and get away with it. I then saw a tweet yesterday from a young man in a dress. Look at this, Tarquin. They said, what's wrong with this? Why wouldn't you do this? Why wouldn't you wear this? Well, I wouldn't wear that because I'm not a Celine Dion tribute act. At a time they're pissing about with our economy, having lovely dinners, flying in on private jets for G7 conferences to save the world and talk about the Commonwealth, and somehow bit by bit chip away at even more of our freedoms, planning the next pandemic, we're expected to sit here and smile sweetly. With the mob from religion added into the mob from the unions of teachers who want to go on strike, added in with secondary head teachers who are saying don't touch each other, go near each other, or even shake hands. And on top of the agenda of the sexuality stuff they're banging down their throats, I think we've got to be fucking terrified. And when big bone girls are looking for sympathy because they can't get the towels to wrap around the front of their jelly wobblers because they're so fucking huge, and their lady gunts are dangling like stalactites, and it looks like they're wearing bunny slippers when in fact it's just their muff burgers that are dangling beneath their rib cage and indeed their kneecaps, you have to ask yourself, is it time for me to go back to bed? I think the answer is yes.